Hello, we have returned. I'd say we're now officially back for those who thought we were dead or that we'd given up. This video is about what Mafia 3 did right. There were a lot of downfalls with Mafia 3 and Martin made a video on those bad things, but this is the good things that Hangar 13 nailed when making the game in our opinion. Number 1. The story. The story in Mafia 3 was undoubtedly very well written. When playing, I didn't come across any lines I cringed at. The story made me laugh, made me angry, made me happy, and almost made me have tears at one point. Out of all the repetitiveness in this game, the storyline is what made me keep playing. The length of the story was good also, despite fillers in the game such as taking out areas in the exact same way over and over again. The story itself was lengthy, which is what I wanted, as I felt Mafia 2's story was far too short.
Jesus Christ, I almost shot you in the goddamn face.
Number 2. Characters. The characters in the game were strong and sequel contenders. Only really good characters can hold an audience's attention over more than one product. For example, Vito was a strong and well written character in Mafia 2 and was therefore able to come across into Mafia 3 without seeming boring or forced. I wanted to specifically mention John Donovan, who's up there with the likability of Joe Barbaro. I also love Sal Marcano and how, as the game progressed, his character appeared to become more and more worried as Lincoln got closer. Burke and Vito were some of my favourites as well. I just wanted to give a quick mention to the animations in this game as well, and I kept saying it constantly throughout the walkthrough, but the acting in this game combined with the top class animations and well written story is what really drove this game for me. Number 3. The setting. A big part of Mafia 3 was where it was set, in the recreated version of New Orleans in 1968. The map had the poor areas, the rich areas, the calm areas and the racist areas. This is a hard era to try and recreate in a game, as you have to nail the realism of those times. Which brings me on to number 4, which was world realism. Hangar 13 was spot on with the attitudes of people in this era. Lincoln was constantly cursed at and treated differently, which really added to realism to the game. I was impressed with the detail of how you couldn't even walk into certain buildings in certain areas because Lincoln was black. I also like how Hangar 13 didn't ignore the KKK's presence during this time. Cars in the game, whether you like driving them or not, were cool and realistic lookalikes to the cars back in the 60s. Weapons also kept true. For example, the newly made M16 used heavily in the Vietnam War made an appearance in the game, and don't get me started on the music. The music is the best I've heard in any game and completely made the driving 100 times better. As well as when they played music during missions, that wasn't really realistic, but it definitely gave a movie feel, which I loved. And the last one, number 5, is player choice. The player choice in the game was good. It felt pointless when recruiting racket bosses, as it didn't really make any difference to the game, but when I say player choice, I mean in terms of how you go about a mission, what boss you give the district to, and the ending. There's not much I love more in a game than allowing the player to choose how they want something to play out. If you didn't like an underboss, for example, like me, you were able to just kill them off. And that's my list. Those are the things in Mafia 3 that I felt made the game good. It did have its downfalls that were stupid and with more time were easily fixed, like creating more variety of racket takedowns and the bugs. But for me, the good story, characters, setting, realism and player choice made the game fairly good rather than fairly bad in my opinion. Tell me in the comments what your favourite thing about the game was, and subscribe to 2K Central if you haven't for coverage on Mafia 3, upcoming DLCs, and for Rockstar's new Red Dead Redemption 2. It's good to be back. Happy New Year.
Outlaws, untouchable.
Get